use blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworker in the same times, and that will be interesting. It encourage again players to play the game, to craft better, and
I was collecting this stone-tooth mystery meat as part of the New Life Festival, and I was thinking it's not really that much of a mystery, is it? I just killed a wolf to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wolf meat. It's not a mystery. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, which is going to be amazing. I'm genuinely looking forward to us going in there as a group, 12-man group, doing the raids. I think we're going to be testing it on the PTS as well, getting some new gear, and also, you know,
our third competition time.
Awesome.
In honour of all of the new monster helms, the words are going to be "I like hats." You have the opportunity to win 20,000 gold if you're watching this live.
We haven't won it once. Not once. Not a cent. Nothing.
well,
People pay me not to back on horses that they're fancying for a race. Because if I put money on them,
yeah, it's not going to win.
they run in the opposite direction. So it was a request a while ago for us to wear silly hats. So it's official.
that's a chapka.
Official.
Official name.
A hat. Yeah. I haven't got a dead cat on my head. It's definitely a hat.
Hello everyone! Welcome for this new episode of Alith-Cast. We are back finally after a long period of not being there, but now we're starting again. So first of all, hello guys. I hope you will have a very, very good evening in our company. And I will start this episode by thanking Belazarus, our free company leader, which is also the one investigating and organizing this show. Without him, we could not do this, and his job is absolutely amazing. And secondly, I would like to thank very much someone that's maybe not there tonight. It's Chris Alan. He has been the main host on the Alith-Cast for years, and for a personal reason, he had to stop it, and we miss him very much. I miss him very much. I enjoy to do the show with him, and now I have to take his role. So thank you so much, Chris Alan, for all those years of having been the main host on Alith-Cast. And so today we have a new team. So firstly, let me introduce you my co-host, which is Cyretti. Hi, Cyretti.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
And we have also two special guests. So first of all, Varicray, which is an amazing Final Fantasy streamer. How are you?
Hey.
And we also have Nicky. So everyone knows Nicky because he's my partner in all my stream. How are you, Nicky?
I'm very good, but guys, don't worry about me. I'm just a warm body filling a space until they get somebody a bit more professional.
That's not true. We will see. So, first episode, Cyretti. Tell us a little bit, how does it feel to be on the Alith-Cast?
Well, I'm kind of nervous. This is my first cast and coincidentally my first time being on Twitch. So I'm nervous, but I'm also happy to be here. I'm glad you allowed me to be on this show.
Oh, but this is amazing. We need you. So thanks to you to come and to step up. So how long have you been playing Final Fantasy?
I have been playing it for over a year now, but I've been playing it pretty intensely throughout that year. So I've got quite a few hours clocked in at the moment. So I think I started playing 2 years ago in December, I think. So it's 1.5 years now.
Okay, that's awesome. And what is your favorite job?
Currently Black Mage. I used to be a summoner till a while ago, but I always wanted to switch to Black Mage eventually. But people told me I wasn't selfish enough to be a good Black Mage. I got out of AoEs and stuff, and apparently that's stuff Black Mages don't like to do. So I played summoner for a good while, but recently I switched to Black Mage and I'm loving it at the moment.
Awesome. And what's your favorite part in Final Fantasy?
My favorite part? Well, I just love hanging around in Final Fantasy, not really doing anything specifically, but just hanging around with my friends and doing some dungeons here and there, and yeah, mostly the social stuff. I also like a frequent raid, but it's not the main thing in FF for me.
Okay, super cool. So now let's introduce our special guest, and I will start with Varicray.
Yeah.
It's cheating because it's part of Aliths, So Varicray is the really special guest.
Yeah, I'm real special. That's right.
It's kind of the big deal. So,
Yeah.
Vari, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing, in the gaming community and such?
Oh, Jesus. What am I not doing in the gaming community is probably a better question. Well, I run a community called the One in Unity together with Tag and some other people, which is basically a 14 community hub for streamers, artists, content creators, etc., etc., etc. And we're still in the extremely early stages. I also stream Final Fantasy XIV 3 days a week. I raid lead. I used to work at a Moogle Post, but I'm just a freelancer at Moogle Post nowadays. And I also moderate for other 14 streamers when they're live. So I do a lot of stuff for the 14 community.
Yeah, indeed. And so how long have you been playing Final Fantasy yourself?
I'm hitting 2 years soon, actually. Started 2 years ago soon.
So how did you start it? What gave you the desire?
It started with me watching other streamers, namely Tua Time, and getting involved in the community, starting playing the game with them because we're part of the same FC and Static. And also nowadays part of the same stream team as well. So that's pretty much how it started.
And how did you start your stream?
I just started one day. We were going to start Deltascape raid progression. This was day 1 of Deltascape Savage when it came out. And no one was streaming. And I just figured, okay, I'll stream. And that's how it started. I started streaming our raid progression, and it built from that.
Yeah, and you have been growing pretty fast. I've been there to witness this.
Oh yeah, so, you've been there from day 1, even before day 1.
So how do you enjoy it, and how do you envision the future regarding your streaming career?
I will enjoy it, and in terms of the future, I have a lot of exciting things coming up, which I can't talk that much about, but it's going to be in real life things, stream things, sponsor things. There's a lot of things happening. It's a lot of things.
So, regarding the game, what do you enjoy the most in Final Fantasy, and what are you looking for the future?
Oh, well, everyone in my community knows that I am a raider. I've always been a raider in every MMO I've ever played before as well. So, I'm the raid leader and the guy who enjoys the dungeons, the raids, the PvE content. That's what I'm striving to look for. Playing with others, really. That's my main goal.
Yeah, you're very much community oriented, always giving services in your stream. You're also helping other players and viewers to gear up or to finish some content.
Yeah, we have these weekly clear rounds on Chaos, and we can help out with pretty much any content that the game has to offer.
This is really convenient. So guys, if you want to be part of an awesome team led by an awesome person and to be in the stream in the same time, you totally should check out Varicray. And where can we find you?
Well, it would be Varicray at Twitch or Twitter or Instagram, but you know, Twitch is where I hang out the most, obviously. So
yeah, amazing. And what about this Discord community you were talking about? Maybe you want to plug that in too?
The one in Unity. Well, we have a website in the works, but it's not ready yet. So we pretty much only have the Discord server available right now. But if you ever want information about the one in Unity, you can contact me or tag us here in chat, and we will happily help you out.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
now let's introduce our second guest, Nicky. Hi, Nicky.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a long time we've not talked to each other. So, how long have you been playing Final Fantasy, and how do you enjoy it?
I'm glad you're doing this professionally. How long have I been playing? Well, I started playing the same day that you... well, no, actually, I started playing with you. But I don't know, how long ago has that been now? But 13 months, 14 months, something like that?
Yeah, you probably started in the same time than Varicray, actually.
You think? But Vari's been playing nearly 2 years. Anyway, over a year ago, guys. How am I enjoying it? I think I'm probably going to be playing devil's advocate here in saying that there's lots of things about Final Fantasy that I enjoy and almost an equal amount of things that I don't enjoy. But thankfully, the things that I do enjoy do outweigh them. So I'm really liking a lot of the combat and dungeons and raids. There's some other aspects of the game that I'm not so interested in, and maybe we can talk about later. But yeah, overall, it's a positive experience, and I'm glad to be playing it.
Nice. So, can you tell a little bit more about what you're doing, like in the gaming community, for example? Are you streaming?
Well, I spend about 5 or 6 days a week streaming with my girlfriend. I don't know if you ever watched her channel. Her name's Elloa. She's this really charismatic and beautiful streamer. She plays all kinds of MMO games. I'm sorry, you're blushing a little. But yeah, of course, I'm streaming most nights with you. All different kinds of MMOs, and I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to most in Final Fantasy in future? How do you imagine your future in that game?
Hands down, the best thing coming to this game, Namazu. the little fish guys, they're awesome, and that's the best thing in the game. Simple as that, really.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your relationship with Alith, because you are part of Alith, so...
Yeah, so I was introduced to Alith by you while we were playing ESO, and you suggested I apply to join, which I did, and since then I've just kind of, followed you around in there. But no, obviously when Alith separated to go and play Final Fantasy and it became Alith Legion, we remained part of Alith Legion, of course, but we also joined Alith in Final Fantasy, so yeah.
So where can people get in touch with you?
I'm not one for social media, if I'm honest, but I'm always on Discord, so that's probably the best way to reach me, if you should need to for some ungodly reason.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So now let's get started with serious business. We have a long discussion to speak about, and be reassured this will be spoiler free. So if you do not want to know about the main story, we will be mindful in our discussion to, keep that under secret for any of you that will want to discover it by yourself. But there's plenty of cool stuff coming. So patch 4.3 Under the Moonlight, it has been announced it will be released very, very soon, and there's plenty of good stuff coming. So first of all, we will be speaking about the new main story quest. So granted, Nicky and Varicray, they're not really the kind of person to enjoy the main story. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll start. I'm a notorious cutscene skipper. And my whole community knows this. This is nothing new. I just don't have the patience to watch cutscenes when I'm busy, clearing content and stuff like that. I appreciate the Final Fantasy franchise. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I'm just not a lore fan when it comes to 14, basically. I play the game for the community and the people in the game.
What about you, Nicky?
Okay, my reasons are very different to Vari's. It's nothing to, maybe 10% patience. Most of it is because, and I'm sorry guys if I'm going to upset some people, I heard some people here, but Japanese style aesthetic and storytelling is not something I find interesting. It's very fluffy and naive, and everything turns out happily ever after, which is not realistic to me. And it's that aspect of it I can't get over. But more importantly, other than that, when I'm playing a game, I don't want to be watching a movie. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can agree with that sentiment, actually.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's not gritty enough for me. It's too fluffy bunnies and everybody's happy and...
Yeah, but sorry to interrupt you, Nicky, but as you're skipping everything, you actually don't know that. You do not know.
But the thing is, if something terrible happened, I would know because you tell me.
That's true, but I can assure you that the story is very sad and it's not all fluffy and bunny, especially not the Stormblood plot.
It is. Come on. I don't want to say stuff now because there might be spoilers for people in the chat, but it is fluffy and naive, and that's part of it, as well as the patience and the fact that I'm playing. I want to kill stuff. I don't want to watch a movie.
Yeah, but that's understandable. What do you think, Cyretti? Do you think it's all fluffy and bunnies and rainbows and stuff?
I don't. I'm one of the people who changed how my character looks so the cutscenes would play out better. I actually drank a Fantasia because I saw a cutscene and my character was like taking all the seriousness out of the cutscene because of the way he looked. So I changed from Alala to Aladdin for the entirety of the story because I could take it seriously then. And afterwards I changed back to Alala. But I really love the story. But yeah, then again, I am a fan of Japanese storytelling, so...
That's almost a mirror image of what I did, which was don myself when it wasn't Christmas in a Santa costume just so I could have something to laugh to whilst I was in a cutscene.
Yeah, I had friends like that as well, and it was really distracting the moment the cutscenes start playing where the entire party is visible and there's a golden pig man standing behind me.
Yeah, I just would like to point out that all of you are Lalafell.
Yes.
Really?
A comment about that?
Well, most people know how I became a Lalafell. I won a Fantasia in a giveaway, betting against myself, and I've been a Lalafell ever since then, basically.
This seems to be the curse of the Lalafell because I made a bet and end up losing and becoming a Lala too.
Yeah. So I'm the only voluntary Lala.
Yeah, I still do this. I still bet against Fantasia giveaways on various streams, and I win every single time.
Oh yes, I know something about you winning a whole giveaway.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I pretty much win every single giveaway I enter on Twitch.
You need to do that with the lotto or something,
Yeah.
to get a lot of money. Tempt your luck there. Okay, so now let's be serious about this. We have a new story that's coming. It's the second part, the third part actually, of No, it's the second part because it's the third patch. So first you had the whole Stormblood, then you had a new plot that we're starting up. We cannot really say anything about it except that I was extremely excited. And when I saw to be continued, I was like, ah. So, Cyretti, how much are you excited on a scale from 1 to 10?
Well, I would say about the story a 7 or an 8. It's not for me the biggest part that's going to drop next patch, but I am excited, especially since they said in the live letter that the new kickoff will be something we don't expect. So I'm really curious about how they're going to turn the end of the current story to turn it into something we don't expect. So I'm really curious about what they will do with it.
Yeah, because we kind of expect something. Personally, I expect it to turn very bad.
Yes, same.
In the way I really don't want it to turn. So if we don't expect that,
Yeah, they apparently they said it according to the translation of the live letter. So I am very curious.
Yeah, it is going to be very interesting. Okay, now there's other stuff that are coming with this new patch, and one of those is what Nicky is excited about, which is the Beast Tribe, the Namazu. And the Beast Tribe is a little bit special because it's like the Mogul Beast Tribe for Heavensward. This is going to be for Crafter and Gather. So, Nicky, tell me, you're very excited about them, but you do not have a Crafter high level. So how are you going to deal with that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is the only new addition worth discussing in 4.3. No, I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't have a crafter, but, I need a fish friend, and I need a fish friend mount, so I'll have to remedy that somehow. I'll have to go fishing or something.
Well, what about you, Vari? Are you interested to start?
Not particularly, to be honest, because I've never really done and engaged in the Beastman Tribe dailies and quests. I mean, I've unlocked them and I've checked them out and stuff, but generally speaking, I'm so busy leveling, raiding, doing dungeons, etc., so I don't really do the daily stuff, to be honest. Yeah.
You're not really into getting mount and that kind of stuff?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Cyretti?
Well, I am excited for the Beast Tribe. I've done all the Beast Tribes except for the Crafter ones, because I'm now in the progress of leveling my Crafters, but I've kind of ignored them for most of my playtime. I've leveled all the Combat Beast Tribes, but I am excited for this one, because this one will also have Disciples of the Land, unlike the Mughals and the Ixali, who only have Disciples of the Hand. So I will probably be using those to level my gatherers as well.
Yeah, I must say that I'm very happy they have introduced this one, because I find the character that you have in the story, you meet in the story, Namazu, and is quite sneaky and dodgy, but in the same time is so kind of cute, this kind of fish cat with this big bell on his neck, and so I totally want to discover them. Also, it will give me a good reason to do the Mogul crafting quest, because I really want the dandelion ones. That's one of the things I've been fantasizing on, and so it will give me good reason to level up a crafter with Nicky or something.
I mean, one really good reason to level up a crafter to begin with is the self-repairs, to be honest.
And what do you think about to addition? After the base patch, and you have those kind of new beast tribe that are added afterwards and stuff like that. I personally find it's a good idea to do that, because it always gives something fresh and new in the game.
I mean, I think any new content is good content. Honestly, it's just. That's the beauty of MMORPGs, by the way, is that you can choose what you do in the games, and adding any sort of content is always a good thing. Adding beast tribes that happens in other games as well, when they add, factions or groups of people or groups of NPCs. So for me, it's just a good thing, even if I'm personally not that interested myself in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very fair. So, but now we also have a new dungeon in Xanxia. So, Vari, tell us a little bit about that, because you are the one that's most interested in dungeon and raid.
Okay. The Shallow's Compass. I haven't really seen much of the dungeon itself. They didn't really show much in the live letter, but it seems to have basically Doman architecture, and I think the location is something we've seen before in previous trailers from the game. So I don't really know much about the dungeon yet, because they haven't really given us much information, but it's going to be a new level 70 dungeon, which is also going to become part of the expert roulette. So we're going to have 3 dungeons in the daily expert roulette from now on, as soon as 4.3 comes out. So that's pretty much all we know about the dungeon so far from Square Enix.
It will give a little bit of variety. And yeah, what I've learned from this dungeon is that it's all place. It's the hero that gathered all Doma, and so it's maybe have a very, very Asian theme there. And this hero had been buried there, and it's also a memorial for him. And so people were used to, his disciples were going to pray for him, and then after it has been wiped out after the invasion of Doma, and so it's being, we know what there is there now that it has been abandoned. But with the few screenshots we've seen, the landscape seems quite exciting. So I always enjoy dungeon personally. Nicky, what do you think of that?
I think dungeons is probably the content that I'm most enjoying in the game, contents and dungeons and raids and such, as well as the kind of exploration aspect of it. So any new additions to that would be very welcome on my part. As far as the dungeon is concerned, I mean, like Barry said, there's little known about it at this point, but more variety is always a good thing, right?
Yeah, especially there's not so much dungeon at max level for this expansion yet. Are you expecting Square Enix to add more?
Yeah, they always do. Assuming we're going to get one more raid here, which we are, there's going to be one more last patch, which is probably going to be at least 1 or 2 more dungeons before Stormblood is over, before the next expansion is going to come out. That's my best estimated guess. So it's going to be probably 2 more dungeons after the latest raid here, which is going to become the new end of Stormblood expert roulette, basically, those 2 dungeons.
Oh, yeah, because we still have 2 rounds of Omega fights, right?
We have, assuming they stick to the pattern, which they usually do, it's going to be 4 more bosses in the next raid tier, which is going to be, 09, 010, 011, and 012.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's only 1 round then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. So it's either 2 or 3 maximum new dungeon that we can expect.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever released more than 2 in the same patch, at least. Yeah,
but
from what I can remember, at least.
Yeah, maybe they will do a middle patch, like they will lead Omega and then do 1 patch. In addition.
Yeah. Usually the pattern they stick to in terms of patching is raid tier, catch-up patch, raid tier, catch-up patch. That's how they do it every single time, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So people have time to catch up. Even if they didn't raid in the previous raid tier, they're going to get a patch with a 24-man and a dungeon or 2, some other content, etc. And then next patch again is going to be a raid patch, basically. That's the format. I think they've stuck to that format since the game came out, basically.
Yeah. Cyretti, what do you think of the dungeon and such?
Well, I'm just happy that the new dungeon is added as well, just to mix up the roulettes. Because always getting the same dungeons is kind of boring, and because currently the expert roulette only consists of 2 dungeons, right? Or is it 3?
Yeah, 2 dungeons right now. Yeah.
So I really don't mind having another one added to that, because I like the running dungeons as well, but once you run 1 dungeon every day, it becomes kind of boring.
Yeah, I mean, you have the 70 roulette, but no one really does the 70 roulette anymore.
And that
So-
was the previous
Yeah.
expert roulette. So both people have run those things to the ground.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. The only problem with the 70 roulette is that they added Scala to that one way too soon. So a lot of people really didn't do much of Scala, the dungeon, before they added it to 70 roulette. I don't understand why it's not on the expert roulette list.
No, it should be on the expert roulette.
Yeah, it should be, but it's not. It's only
on-
Fractal Continuum and Hellslid on the expert roulette list.
Yeah. And it's also strange because the other dungeons of 70 roulette all drop the same gear,
Yeah.
but Scala drops other gear. It's the only one of the three that doesn't
Yeah,
fit.
Scala is basically the newer dungeon than the other three ones in the 70
Yeah.
roulette. Yeah. Which is weird.
Well, and then now we also will have a new Alliance Red, the Ridorna Lighthouse. So that's the next part of Rabanaste. So there will be a story. For the people that has done the story, there's a little story that introduced this Alliance Red. And Alliance Red, if you do not know, it's 3 team of 8 people that gather together to accomplish some pretty epic fights. But the design of the dungeon itself is very exciting and beautiful. So this will be the next part of the story. Apparently, according to the live letter, the story will be even longer and more in depth than it has been previously. So for every cutscene skipper, you will have to skip fast, and for everyone else, you will take a long time. So Nicky will have to wait me when I digest all the story content, and then we will have something different. So it's going to be in the Ridorana Lighthouse, which is guarding an area which is very dark, apparently, and this is to warn traveler to not go there. So this is going to be exciting, of course. What do you guys think of the Alliance Red?
Okay, I'll start. I guess I don't mind Alliance Raids as such. The only technical problem I have with 24 mans is that if one group fails, it's incredibly hard for the other 2 groups to help out. I think they need to work on how 24-man raids work in general, to be honest, because the alliances are too split apart in terms of how you can interact and help each other. All you have really is out of party group targeting and one shared chat, and that's it. But other than that, 24-man is perfectly fine. Casual raiding content for people who don't want to commit to static raiding or party finder raiding, but still want to experience some form of, great environment content. So I have no problem whatsoever with 24 mans, and I'm looking forward to see what's gonna go happen in the new one as well. What bosses we're gonna see, etc.
Is this something that you personally do a lot?
No, it's actually a joke. It's actually a joke in my community that I tend to avoid them because, as I mentioned previously, I'm not a fan of the home model of having to rely on 16 strangers or more. If you're alone, you have to rely on 23 strangers, in which most of them you can't even interact with properly. I mean, if you're in a alliance group, you can only heal the 7 other people, for example, which is a weird design, if you ask me.
And you, Nicky, we have done this once. What do you think of it?
I enjoy them. I think my main issue with them, it's similar but not quite the same as Vari's, is that unless you're incredibly lucky and you have a group of 24 friends or guildies or whatever who want to run these things, you're forced to go through the group finder. And as we experienced recently, when you do that, they expect you to it feels like they expect you to know how to do everything. When we clearly hadn't been there before, so it was a bit of a mess, if you remember.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
We didn't know any of the boss mechanics, so we were dying. There was loads of people dying. It wasn't just us. I'm guessing there was lots of new people in there. And you had a few people who were obviously experienced in it kind of mouthing off a little bit, but not too bad. But yeah, that's my only complaint, is that it's just so difficult getting 24 friends together.
Yeah. I know what you mean with that. It's actually a problem you see in Party Finder as well when it comes to new primals and new raids, etc. So that if you're not there in week 1, even more so day one, you're going to be left behind and people are going to start assuming that you know what you're doing. I mean, in my case, that's not a problem because I'm always there on day one with my static and my friends. So, but if you're even remotely behind, people are going to start assuming you already know what's going on. When in fact, a lot of people come later in 14 to experience raid content. A lot of people actually.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are playing slowly, like Nicky and I did. And that's one of the parts that got me very excited about this patch, is that for the very first time, we will be ready and we will be able to start right away. And that's a big first in my Final Fantasy career. So I'm really looking forward to that, to be able to start with everyone else in the same times and gather some friends. I see plenty of names in the chat at the moment. Yeah, guys, hey, friends. And doing something like this, it will be kind of nice to organizing a multi-community alliance thread for the new stuff, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Cyretti, what's your opinion about alliance thread and this new one that's going? Are you excited?
I am excited. I apparently am one of the very few people here who actually really likes those. I have... There have been weeks where I've done them multiple times, even after getting my reward, just going to them again with a couple of friends. I tried to do those on the first day they came out, and that was really something when no one knew what they were doing. You wipe like 15, 16 times on one boss because no one actually knows what to do. But I also get the argument, I understand the argument that a lot of the mechanics of those fights are focused like your alliance does your thing, and if you fail your thing, all the other alliances are going to suffer.
Yeah, that's my main problem.
And I can understand that. Like if you do the older alliance content now, I feel like the more recent alliance content should feel a bit more like that, where everyone kind of more works together and not a lot of mechanics are not focused on a single alliance.
Yeah.
Like your alliance just didn't know something will happen and the entire alliance will have to work together to overcome it. I think that would be a better design, and there wouldn't be so much like currently if an alliance fails something, there will be a lot of angry people towards that alliance, like why didn't you do what you had to do? That will kind of be removed if there is no longer alliance specific mechanics, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, that's how raid works in Warcraft, looking for raid, which is roughly the same size as WoW. Everyone has the same goal, not split up goals, basically. Because a good example of this is the second boss in Ravenaster. If one alliance fails to sandblast, everyone dies. Everyone dies. Which is not a good model for pug raiding, in my opinion. It's actually a pretty terrible model.
Yeah, there's also some of the older fights where if one alliance isn't at a certain point at the correct time, just everyone dies. Exactly. It doesn't matter how many other people have done it right. Just if one person from one alliance fails, everyone's dead. And and for example, also if in the second boss of Ravenaster again, if someone is with the wrong alliance and they get unlucky, they just
the double stack
entire
markers,
alliance.
Yeah, we've had that. We went in with our static, and some person from another alliance was with us, so we got double stack markers, and our entire raid group died from that.
Yeah, and that's sad. That's not very fun to die that way.
It's not fair to the other alliance that one person from another alliance can kill them all.
And because of that, those kinds of mechanics, a lot of blame is always being thrown around in the 24-mans, and that's something I don't like about 24-mans. But once you know, the thing is, it becomes easier once you know for yourself that you're doing stuff right. That it's easier to go through it and just ignore all the people throwing blame around and just hope you get through it. Yeah. But a lot of people leaving, and at the first weeks of the last one, it was terrible once you wiped like 3 times on the second boss. A lot, like 8, 9 people would leave, and you would just have to sit there and wait for new people to join. I hope the next one will be a bit more friendly on that level, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah.
I think it would be perfect to organize like we did once with Vari and Skyfia and Bunkfish community. We made each of us made their own group and we gather all together. It was for alt trial, but this is something that we could do again. Or even with Alith, I guess we have enough number to just fill up a big group of 24 person, and I guess it will be more enjoyable to do it with 24 friends if you can gather them, than to just 24 random person or 16 random person if you do it.
It's harder to get 24 people together than it is to get 8 people together. That's one of the biggest problems.
This is a good challenge for Aliths. It will be nice.
I remember that event. Elloa was like, do you have any people in your community who wants to do all level 50 24-mans? And I was like, no one in my community is even remotely interested in old ways. So you have to find people for me.
Well, with the addition of the new Alliance roulette, I find that more people are doing the old stuff as well. So it's really easy to find games for the old stuff.
Yeah, Alliance roulette has basically resurrected those raids more or less as well.
Yeah, but I also know that there are some people who just have finished the first tier of the first and second of the Heavensward one and the base game one, so they only can get those two and can't get the more advanced ones, the harder ones. Because they give really good rewards, those roulette, and if you can do them without actually having to do the more difficult raids towards the end, it's much easier.
Apart from squadrons, I think Alliance Roulette gives you the most EXP per daily reward in the game at the moment.
Good to know.
Elloa, I propose that you do the first giveaway.
Okay, so the first giveaway is, you will see guys, it's really awesome, is 500,000 Jill. So this is obviously for any player on Cerberus. I'm sorry, but there will be a giveaway at the end for you guys. So 500,000 Jill plus 1 pet. You can earn that if you give me the answer to this very difficult question, and that will be the keyword to get the giveaway. So the question is, listen carefully. My sister is Alizae. Who am I? My sister is Alizae. Who am I? Very, very difficult question, especially if you skip skin. Anyway. So if you want to earn those wonderful 500,000 Jills plus 1 pet, you just type the name of that person. So let's see if we have many concurrents that want to become rich. 500,000, come on guys, that's a lot of Jills. That's being really rich.
And just to mention, anybody who does type the name in, you'd probably want to leave off any potential exclamation marks, because I don't think...
I don't think it counts if you add stuff.
Yeah, that will be wrongly... Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you have a friend on servers, you can win guild for them, for example.
Yeah, Pius, you're not active on servers. I'm not going to comment about that very dreadful decision you've made one day.
I'm on Odin, so I have no say, apparently.
So, anyway, my reaction to the Alliance thread is that, I find the combat a bit... Well, I was disappointed when I did it first to not understand anything and to die and to be the noob, the noob that calls wipes. But I find how they made the environment absolutely gorgeous. I really love in Rabana Status canal that you fall into. It's like a waterfall park or a water park, and then you're just like swimming, and then you fall down, and then swim, and you fall down. This gives me so much a feeling of adventures. I'm really curious to see what they will give into the next one. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy the Heavensward demonic ship. I didn't find it very gorgeous. Yeah, I didn't really like it so much, but I really find Rabanastic gorgeous. I'm very excited to see what we are going to travel to next time.
So, what else is people looking forward to then?
Well,
Well-
we're getting to that. I know exactly what I'm looking forward to the most. So
Same.
yeah, we talked about
there's-
it before the show. So
The Namazu, right?
no,
We've already talked about it. though,
There's
so-
new trials and extreme trial. Is it that you're
yeah,
excited?
that's also what I'm looking forward to. The new Extreme Primal, because the current one, if I'm being frank, extremely disappointing. Byaku. It's not a good fight. It's not a fight I would even want to name extreme. To be honest, it's way too easy to be extreme. The intermission is overkill, and it's just not an exciting primal, sadly. The previous primals, Susan and Lakshmi and Shinu, are perfectly fine primals, even on extreme as well. But Byaku is actually a really big disappointment, and I don't know a single person in the entire 14 community who actually likes Byaku as a fight. So, which is a problem. I hope the next one is going to be better. And we don't know which one we're going to fight yet, because they haven't released any information about it, but we'll see which one it's going to be.
Yeah, so can you give me a little bit of underlinement about that? Because that's something I do not really know very well. It's the difference between you have the trial, then they become savage, like you had...
Well, raids are
Titans.
normal. Yeah, raids are normal and then savage. But when it comes to primals, they are first normal and then extreme.
Mhm.
They're basically the same thing, different names. Extreme is just the harder difficulty of the primal, and savage, in terms of raiding, is just harder than normal as well.
Yes, but the difference between, for instance, Titan, which is part of the story, or Susano, which is part of the story, Byaku is not really part of the story. You can skip it, and I don't
Yeah,
have...
you can skip it. I don't know why it's not part of the main story, so to speak. I mean, that's a decision they made in terms of story writing, but they're still primals regardless.
Mhm.
So I don't know why some of them are not part of the MSQ while some of them are. I mean, I guess it makes sense in terms of, the storytelling. So yeah, I don't really have an answer to why some of them are part of the MSQ and why some of them aren't. I mean, most of the primals in the game got added after the base game or after the base expansion in a later patch. So in many cases, I'm guessing it was just better to do a side quest to introduce them instead of embedding them to the MSQ, because the MSQ is something different entirely, generally speaking. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done one of the skippable primal in Heavensward. Contradict me, Nicky, but I think we have not done that. We have only do the two main story quests primal in Heavensward, right?
Yeah, as far as I can recall. There's still lots we haven't done.
Yeah. So this is going... I think they have said that it will not be one of those 4 animal thingy.
Yeah, they said it's not going to be any of those 4, which gives
I
us a
think
lot of
they have said
options
it-
based on what it could be, actually. Also, we forgot about one thing when it comes to the 24 man. So we're actually introducing greed-only mode, which is interesting. Yeah. I've never seen that happen in my 15 years of MMORPGs, and it can be something awesome, but it can also be something disastrous. We'll have to see, really.
I'm not a big fan of it, personally, because it
Me
will just
neither,
make it
to be honest.
very hard to get the loot pieces you want, because everyone can just roll on them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, before that, if you really wanted the piece, you could just go that class and improve your chances by a lot. But that's not possible if it's greed only.
Yeah, one way it could be better, to be honest, is if you go as a full group of friends and something drops and it's like no one can use this item, and then you can, sort of agree, well, I have this job as one of my alts, so I'll take it. In that way it works, but in any other ways, all I'm predicting right now is a lot of loot griefing, sadly.
Yeah, because the explanation they gave is that they intended to do those raids for gearing up your alt, which was difficult if you had to go with your main, then you could not need on any of the gear that you wanted for your alt. And so, but what's interesting is that they've said they will hear the feedback of the players. They are trying it, and
I can understand what they mean with that, because in my case, who do Savage raiding, I never need anything from the Alliance raids on my main job ever. If I do Alliance raids, I greed on stuff for my alt jobs. So in that regard, it's better for me to get alt gear. But it's going to be so much harder for people to get main job gear this way if they don't do raiding.
And some of the pieces last time from the raid had actually good stats for people who were attempting. Like I remember some bards I knew talking about that the bard chest piece actually had pretty good stats, and they really wanted that. And that will make it very hard for the people who actually want to use that stuff for the Savage raids and stuff to get those items.
I main bard, so I know exactly what you mean. The bard chest piece from Rabanaster was actually really, really good for progression, and there was a lot of bards struggling to get that gear piece for progression. And I know some guy who raids on servers actually. I think he ran Alliance Rabanaster probably 50 times 1 week to get the chest. It was almost impossible to get it, and he ran with a full group of friends all of those times as well.
50 times, that's a lot.
Yeah, and he's a wall progression raider, so
if that happens again with another piece that will be very good for progression, those people will have a very hard time getting that piece, because probably people who have the job as an alt will also notice that that's a good piece, and they will also want that. So
yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean, but I don't think it's gonna hurt the Savage raiding population as much. But it is gonna hurt the people who only do 24-man as the highest, difficulty in terms of.
And I think it's going to cause a lot of annoyances as well. If you're the actual job that can use it, and you see someone getting the item, and you, for example, expect them, and you see that they don't even have the job at level 70 and stuff, it's going to cause a lot of frustration.
Yeah, I think this stems from the mentality from the Japanese community, to be honest, because I know a couple of streamers and players who play on the JP data centers, and basically how gear works there is that it's basically greed for all. No matter what drops, everyone just greeds, and it doesn't matter if you even have a level 70, you just greed everything. That's the mentality, and I think they're trying to basically transfer the whole don't care about loot mentality over to the entire game, which is weird. But
I don't really think that's going to work for the Western communities like they are now, because gear is one of the main reasons you do those things. So I personally, I would be frustrated if I knew that a very good chest piece for example, the Black Mage would be in there, and I roll on it and I don't get it, and like some guy who only has tanks level 70 gets it, who hasn't even touched the Black Mage yet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I actually watched a stream when that happened in the weapon dropped on Kefka Savage. It was a Dragoon polearm, and someone greeted on it, and the person who was streaming inspected the person who won the polearm, and the person who won the polearm had a level 28 Dragoon.
Okay, that's very fun.
But that's the kind of things where you need to be respectful, and I very often pass on loot if I don't need it. Because
so do I as well, but not everyone.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't mind someone getting an item if they actually have a use for it, but it's just a bit harder to accept it if you know, okay, I could use this item, that guy got the item, but he just can't use it even if he wants to. And that's
the main problem.
Yeah. And I think that's going to happen a lot in Rabanaster.
I think it has a high risk of happening, unfortunately.
Let's go back to those new trials. They see that there will be 2 new trials. Is that correct?
2 new trials? Really? I've only heard about the one.
There will be only one. You have this Minstrel as well.
Oh yeah, the Minstrel. That's actually ultimate. That's the new ultimate.
Okay, and so what is exactly ultimate versus an extreme versus savage versus...
Okay. Ultimate is the hardest possible raid content you can imagine in the game. It's only been out once before, which was Ultimate Coils of Bahamut, which, you know, most of us watched on streams, excited and read about. And it's even above Savage in difficulty. And generally speaking, you don't really get any rewards beyond the ultimate that came out. You got a better weapon, a slightly better weapon than the Savage weapons, and you also got, you know, the bragging rights of actually killing in the ultimate.
It's showing off your very shiny weapon.
Yeah, extremely shiny weapon, literally extremely shiny weapon. But yes, ultimate is the hardest raid difficulty that the game has to offer, and they just recently started releasing ultimate raids. This is going to be the second one ever coming out now. Okay. And it's going to be ultimate weapon ultimate. So funnily enough, the pronunciation, if you shorten the name of the instance and everything, it's going to be UVU. So it's going to be Uru if you start talking. Yeah, it's going to be Uru if you start talking about the new ultimate. Because it's going to be ultimate weapon.
When did they release the first one? Was it in Heavensward or was it in Stormblood?
No, Stormblood. It was before the current raid year in patch 4.1.
Okay,
then 4.2 came with the current raid tier on Savage, and 4.3 is going to release Ultimate. Yeah.
Is this something that you, Vari, are doing?
No. We've taken a peek at it, but our static don't want to commit to progressing Ultimate because we're going to have to commit a lot of time to get it down because it's really, really difficult content. And we're just a casual Savage raiding static ourselves, so we haven't dedicated time or effort basically at all into doing it.
Okay.
When I read the notes, it actually said that this tier will probably be easier than the last one because they thought they were thinking that the last one took too long for the world first even to clear. Because I looked it up again and it took 2 weeks for the first party to kill Ultimate Bahamut.
Yeah.
So now they're actually saying that they're going to reduce it. I personally think they will just reduce the fight in length because an ending course was actually a pretty long fight from what I found. So that's what I've read from it. The raid tier, last raid tier was released the 23rd of October last year, and it was cleared the 11th of November, so that's a lot of time for a single fight.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy fight. Even today, it's an absolutely horrendous fight to get down.
What do you think of that guy? Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Go ahead.
Well, no, this is not kind of related. I suggest if I've had word from up high that we are to remind people of the giveaway once more with the clue, because we will be picking a winner very, very shortly.
Okay, giving the touch a reminder. Yeah, okay. So, guys, if you want your chance of earning 500,000 gil plus 1 pet if you're on the server Cerberus, please answer this question. My sister is Alisae. Who am I? My sister is Alisae. Who am I? So type the name and you have your chance to earn 500,000 gil plus 1 pet.
Yeah, I feel like I probably don't have a great deal of input to put into the kinds of things that you're discussing right now because I'm a bit of a noob, honestly, when it comes to these high-level raids and trials and stuff. So I'm looking, hopefully we can change that soon. But as of right now, I don't have a great deal of knowledge on it.
Yeah, I don't guess it's something we will jump into anytime soon. If it's the hardest content ever, I will be happy to already finish everything in Savage. That will be my
goal.
I
mean, we've cleared Savage ourselves and our static, and not even we want to touch it ourselves. So
Yeah, I know people like that as well who have cleared the fights in the first weeks and stuff, and they're like, nope, not even trying Ultimate because
it's a ridiculous
static
time
breaker.
commitment. Yeah, it's a ridiculous time commitment if you want to do it.
Yeah, I've actually heard people call it a static breaker because people just get so tired of it that they can't even bother showing up for raids anymore.
Pretty much.
But I guess it's kind of cool that they are doing that anyway, because that give a goal and something to do for the hardcore people.
Yeah,
that's exactly
because that's how Ultimate started, by the way, for those who don't know the history. Savage raiding used to be really, really hard back in Realm Reborn and even parts of Heavensward. But then Savage become increasingly easier and more accessible for the general raiding population. So the hardcore raiding population started complaining that Savage started becoming too easy and too fast to clear. So this is basically Square Enix's response to that, and then they released Ultimate, which is by far so much harder than Savage is.
So now they cannot complain anymore.
I think actually the hardcore raiders are pretty happy with the I haven't heard any negative feedback whatsoever about Ultimate. The people who want to do it can do it, and if you don't want it, you don't get a shiny weapon, but you still can get really good stuff from the regular Savages. It was like 5 item levels in difference, and it was only the weapon, so...
It's one more material slot as well.
Yeah, it's flat out better, but it's not like, oh my god, I really need this.
It's not increasingly like crazy better. It's just slightly better.
It's like you said, it's just a badge of honor for I cleared Savage.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a winner. Congratulations, BVR86. You have won 500,000 Jill. Now you're a rich person. What will you do with this awesome money? Will you purchase a home, a lot of glamour, or just stock up your alt with new gear and consumable and stuff? Tell us in the chat. Yay! Congratulations. Okay, so now something I am personally very excited about, which is the new Deep Dungeon. So the new Deep Dungeon, it's exactly like Palace of the Dead, but this one is actually the contrary. Instead of going deep, you're going high. You're going to climb this very weird tower that everyone is like, what is this tower? Can we climb on top of that?
It's called Heaven on High.
Yes, exactly. There's 100 floors. This is aimed to level your alt from level 61 to level 80. Right? Or 70, 70, sorry. So 61 to 70, and starting at floor 30, it will become harder and harder. So you do not really have too much easy floor to clean up before arriving to the fun stuff. So Nicky, what do you think of that?
Well, I really enjoy Palace of the Dead. We've never got to 50 in it, but mostly because we ran out of time. Because we were with different groups all the time, so we kind of had to start from scratch all the time. But yeah, I really like the idea. It's something I quite like because, especially when we're streaming, because we can just. It's a bit laid back, so we can chat and talk and have a laugh whilst we're doing it as well, But I really like it. It's nice to see that they're adding another one. I'm keen to see what it actually looks like in terms of aesthetics. It should be very different, hopefully, from Palace of the Dead. But yeah, it would be really cool.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think, Vari and Cyretti?
This is what I mentioned earlier. What am I looking forward to the most? And this is what I've been looking forward to the most.
Nice.
We talked about it before the show started as well. And my group with friends, we've done the previous Palace of the Dead all the way up to floor 200. And we are going to do, as promised, we're going to do floor 100 in the new one as well. It's going to be me, Tua, Sissy, and Sai again. And we're really looking forward to it.
This is something that you're going to stream, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's going to be fun. So if you want to see Varicray in action in a combination with Tua, which is also a very great streamer, you absolutely need to not miss that. So follow him on Twitter and Twitch. And you, Cyretti, you are also excited about it?
It is also the content I'm looking forward to most. The Lost Palace, I tried to get to 200. I made it above 180, but after that it became a bit too much. Got a really bad luck, because luck is also a big factor in Palace. If you
In
can
Palace,
get
yeah, it is.
you can get an insanely bad run, and we just ran out of luck, and we wiped. But something I'm really excited about is I hope they're really going to put in rewards again, like the last year, with the iron, silver, and gold trimmed sacks. Because from the higher tiered ones, the silver and gold stuff, you could really get nice stuff. Like, for example, the rare and very expensive Black Pegasus mount you could get from sacks from 150 plus. And they also contain dyeable versions of previous of back then the gear you could get from Bahamut. So I'm actually hoping that they will add the same for the Heavensward raids in the new palace, so we can get dyeable gear from there. And yeah, I'm also going to attempt the 100 run at least.
I'm also interested to see if they're going to add eventually. They're not going to add it now, but if they're going to add new Aether pool weapons as well for this expansion.
The only thing I'm a bit afraid of is in the patch notes they said since there's a large assortment of content being implemented, we believe players will be busy with the main scenario, so we may push back the implementation of Heaven on High.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of afraid they will not put it in again. And I was already disappointed when they didn't put it in 4.1. So
yeah, it might come not in the next major patch, but in the next minor patch.
Yeah.
4.3.1 basically.
Together with the new Eureka fight. So is Eureka something you like?
For me, streaming wise, Eureka's not that bothersome. You can really relax, you can really interact with the community and chat with them. I pretty much never do Eureka off stream, and I pretty much haven't really done Eureka in the last couple of weeks. But it's not bad content, honestly. It's something to strive for, something you can do relaxing. The problem with Eureka is that people always find out the easiest way to do things. So Eureka has turned into these fate trains. So instead of mob grinding, which was the intent of Eureka, you're now waiting for spawns to happen, just like hunts out in the open world, to get the fastest obtainable EXP to reach level 20. So you can get your animus gear and weapons. So it's become more of a tactical grind instead of a relaxing, chill mob grind, basically. But
yeah.
I don't really mind Eureka as such, but I don't do it that much, sadly.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I have been disappointed in Eureka. It's because I was really looking forward because of that. So grinding mobs and changing your elemental things to attack them better or to protect yourself better with few friends and just level it. But the disappointment is coming from the leveling that doesn't scale. You cannot really be with a friend that has a higher level than you, otherwise you don't have experience, which make it very frustrating, because then you say, hey, do I still have a friend that's only level 5 in Eureka?
Because the only way you can join friends who are much higher level with you now in Eureka, I mean, you can still join as a party together, but the only beneficiation you can get from this is that if you kill the fates that spawn, you can't mob grind together because the other person is too much high level, so the lower level person won't get any XP from the mobs at all whatsoever. So the only way you can play together is by doing the fate train and kill the spawning rare mobs.
It's kind of a weird choice, though, in that, I mean, if the intention was really to make people grind the mobs instead of running the fate train, why did they make them such a poor reward in terms of XP compared to the fates?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. They tried to rectify it by adding bonuses by doing mob chains, but it's still not enough. It's still so much faster just running from rare spawn to rare spawn. They're called notorious monsters, by the way, to be politically correct about the name. Yeah. And it's still and people figured out, the spawn timers for them as well,
Yeah.
So you can just check at a website when they spawn. Exactly. so you can just run to them.
I remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and there is actually, there are people just saying, okay, we killed this one, now we're going to go to that one. Once a night hits, we're going to go to that one. Then there's an entire plan of how you have to run to get the most XP in the least amount of time.
Depending on when you enter the instance, you know exactly which notorious monster you need to head to next, basically. So it's really thought out, and basically that's a strat for Eureka nowadays, how to do Eureka. Just much like a boss strat.
It's it's a bit, maybe a little bit short-sighted, because it's human nature to for people to want things as easily and quickly as possible.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't remember the exact numbers now, but when we were playing Eureka, I was noticing how much XP a random mob was giving me compared to the Fate Train, and it wasn't just a few magnitude of 4 or 5 times the difference. It was hundreds of times more XP.
Yeah, it was.
For doing a Fate, or thousands potentially. I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
Yeah, at the lower levels, you level the moment you clear a Fate. Meanwhile, you have to kill like
200 mobs or something.
200 mobs if you're level to actually get up a level. So it really isn't viable anymore to do.
Mob grinding is completely dead. Yeah, mob grinding is completely dead now. All you need to do really is kill notorious monsters.
And the best thing a low-level player trying Eureka now is to hope that the high-level team will just pick him up and he can just lift on their mounts and just go everywhere with them. That's the thing. There are a lot of, in my opinion, kind players in Eureka who will actually help a new player to level up. I'm one of those people who will actually go pick up a level 1 player in spawn to bring him with me, because I've been at that point where I just joined and knew I was not able to follow the train on my own.
Yeah.
So there's the kind part of the community in there as well.
Just really removed me the desire of going to Eureka, because I was really enjoying that idea of going there and grind some mobs and stuff and discover the pretty landscape and stuff like that. And when we say how much kind of pointless it was a bit disheartening. And so I do not know how they will fix that, but because of it, I'm not excited by the Eureka implementation that there is coming.
So on that note, because I don't actually know, so they're adding a new area, a new part to Eureka, right? Are they increasing the level cap from 20 also?
I think they are, yes.
And they haven't released much.
No, I did read though, if I remember rightly, that they were introducing some new catch-up mechanics for people who are maybe new to Eureka as well.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
But what I would actually like is that their first intent will work, because that's what I want to do. I don't want to go run around with I don't really care about the level I am. What I care is to be able to play with my friends, so to have a kind of a scaling system, and to be able to kill mobs and play the game how it was intended. You change your elements and you take it slowly in that place. You discover the landscape, you enjoy yourself, and instead of just having to run from fate to fate. That doesn't really interest me so much, to have to join a big fat-ass Zerg group and kill fate. I want to do it by myself with my little group, Yeah,
the biggest problem with that is the fact that they also, I think for 80 to 90% of the community, that was just the new grind they had to do for their relic. And people want their relic, so they don't really care about what that they ruin the game just trying to get it. But from what I've heard, the previous relic grinds were also they find the most efficient way to do it, and they just go with it. It doesn't matter that it's not fun; they just want their relic. And a lot of people just wanted to get to 20, so they could get their relic and could get out and don't have to come back anymore.
Yeah, that's actually the pattern that goes on. Most people want the relic weapon level 20 and the dynamo, but then they're out, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's speak a little bit about the quality of life improvement that we will have with this patch. First of all, we have guest book for house. Second, we also have crossword link shell, and the last one bit I don't remember now. But anyway, let's speak about guest book for houses. What do you think of it?
I think it's interesting. I think it can open up a lot of social opportunities, basically, if you're into housing as such, if you're into hanging in other people's houses and socializing. I mean, it's not really a thing that I do that much. I mean, sometimes I check out FC members' houses and stuff like that. But I think it's a good step to adding a little bit of more flair and socializing to the game, considering, how housing works in general in 14.
Mm-hmm. Nicky, what do you think of it, as you had been kind of big in ESO housing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice. Anything like this, whether you use it or not, is a good thing. It's better it's there than it's not. And when I've been in the residential districts, there's been a few open houses that I've gone to have a kind of nose in and see how they've been decorating and stuff. I'm curious to, because as well as the ability to leave, the guest book, I'm assuming is just you can leave your name, right? No comments.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
you can
leave a like and your name, basically, which is important, I think, because if you can start putting comments in, there's going to be all kinds of trolly stuff in there, I think, and maybe some kind of bullying aspect. But I mean, the Final Fantasy community in general is very nice, but there's always one or a few.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Final Fantasy community is nice until you try to buy a house on the day houses are released. Everything in regards to housing is a very sensitive topic.
It's an extremely sensitive topic because Square Enix decided to make it one, basically.
Yeah, that there are a lot of solutions, but still a lot of people who don't have houses who want houses. But
yeah, they did a rough estimate about that, and it turns out that only roughly 1 in 4 has a house on most servers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I why not? I don't see what negative could come of it. If people want to use it, great. If they don't, no problem.
The negative comes from people not getting a house when they want a house because all houses are taken.
Yeah, for example, some very popular plots like Plot 13 Shirogane, where the Alith house is located, those would probably get some angry people coming over there like, I wanted this and I didn't get it, and I think there would be a lot of salty people if they were actually allowed to put in comments just from like, get rid of your house, I want to live here, basically.
Yeah, but thankfully we don't think the comments.
Yeah,
it'll just be like, hey, I was here, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be limited to probably a name and then auto translation options, probably.
Yeah. Maybe like some pre-fill stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly.
A little text with that.
I heard there's a like option too as well.
Yeah,
kind of like a Facebook or a Twitter like button kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like how Square Enix on most subjects really try to get out the best out of people.
Yeah.
Maybe not in every situation, but in general, they are really careful and mindful that the community stay very kind and polite and respectful, and they really encourage that. This is one of the sides I really like in the game. Yeah. So beside guest book, we have personally something I'm extremely excited to. I have been quite a little bit disappointed when I read about it more truthfully, which is the cross-faction link, the cross-realm link shell.
The crossover link shells, yeah.
Yeah. So the link shell at the moment is of course a chat that you can participate. So it's not a guild, but it's a way of keeping in touch with some people. Maybe you have a link shell dedicated to hunting and sharing the targets of a hunt, or it is a social circle like Nicky and I have done, like Vari has done for his on chat stream, I'm sure. But you also is restricted to your server. So cross server will allow people to have people from everywhere on the data center in the link shell, which is really cool. Now, why I'm a little bit disappointed is that you can only be part of one cross server one.
And so it also has a cap of 64 people instead of the higher cap that normal link shells has.
So in the case of, for instance, why I was very excited is like, oh yeah, finally I will be in the same link shell than Vari, and we will be able to chat together when we are in game. And here now, I know that he's a streamer. He will have his own cross-wall link shell for his
I was
stream.
planning to set up my own stream link shell, but now I'm actually hesitant. Yeah.
And so it was the same case for me and Nicky. We have our link shell already, and so now it will be like we cannot be everywhere. So I hope that this is something they will solve at some point. I know it's a reason. It's a technical reason. It's for exchange of data.
It's a technical. Well, they said it like this. The reason it's so limited right now is because we want to test it before we expand on it.
Yeah.
But knowing Square Enix and the history, it's gonna take a long time before they budge on that.
But the solution for now is simple though. Instead of making your own link shells, we make a Final Fantasy streamer link shell.
I mean, we could, yeah.
And we're all in there.
Yeah, but that will be for like VIP person again, because you cannot invite your whole community in it. Because if we invite our whole community, Vari invite his whole community, Bunks and Spifey, yes, you don't have with 64%. So you could have just a streamer and some I don't know, their mod or their favorite friends, and but you will not be able to have these things I was really hoping for, where you could finally get all your friends or your acquaintance in one single link shell.
Exactly, but it's not going to happen because Square Enix is extremely fond of arbitrary random casts on everything. You can only have a set amount of friends, you can only have a set amount of FC members, you can only have a set amount of link shell people, you can only have a set amount of new link shell people. They always have these arbitrary caps on stuff to not overload it, basically. Same goes for housing, same goes for instant servers, etc., etc., etc. Which is why you get punished when you queue up for an instance several times in a row and you decline it, and then you get a cooldown, because you're basically in Square Enix opinion, you're basically abusing the server instance system. So that's why they have the punishment for server instances. Yeah, they like to have these really hard caps on everything, so as to not overload the servers, basically.
That caused a lot of issues with the release of Stormblood, for example, when people tried to do single instance and there just weren't enough slots free.
Yeah. So we got WoW Bound Savage on early access.
Yes, I was standing in the line.
Yeah, I did Fate's entire night for like 7 hours with my friends instead. We were level 6. We were level 65 doing a MSQ 61 quest.
Oh yeah.
I was standing in the line like just for funs and giggles because it didn't really improve. And when it was almost my turn, I DC'd and there was 3,000 people in log queue. So I just called it a night.
It was such a disaster. They had to randomly kick out everyone from the server every now and then.
Yeah.
And they also had it auto log out. If you weren't logged in for more than 15 minutes, you're gonna get automatically logged out.
But they
removed that. It's not longer.
And like people found a way to circumvent that.
Yeah.
By starting crafting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Just auto crafts and you won't get logged out.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna apologize for that. By the way, I did that all the time.
I did it as well.
Yeah. If you want to kick me off the server, go ahead and try.
Okay, Elloa, I suggest we mention probably the last thing in the 4.3 patch before we get the Alith news underway. So the last thing is the mobile app.
Yeah, indeed, the mobile app. So the new mobile app that you can have will give you access from your little phone to the market board. You can put some item for sale, organize your returner, etc. This has caused some debate in the community, where people were kind of pissed off that you had to not purchase it, but rent it. I think it will be another subscription. And so they estimate that it was kind of pay to win, because you will have access faster to your retainer, to your sale, etc. So what do you guys think of this?
I wouldn't call it pay to win, to be honest. I would call pay for convenience, more or less. I think the whole mobile app in itself is really, really strange to introduce in 2018. Here's the reason why. Warcraft has had this same app for probably 7 or 8 years now, and they're actually discontinuing their own app soon because it has so little activity. And I feel like it's almost like a waste of money and resources, which they could have put into the game, honestly, instead.
There apparently there is going to be a free version, or at least a free trial with restricted access. What that means, I guess we don't know at this point. Price-wise, it's going to be, if it's going to be comparable to the Japanese cost, it's going to be about €4 a month, something like that. Yeah. So I guess we'll kind of have to wait and see. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I barely look at my retainer. I don't send her on ventures or anything. I'm a bit of a noob with that, so I'm not interested personally.
Yeah, I pretty much never do stuff like that.
I personally think it's mainly going to be for the people who play the market boards. That it's going to be nice to always have access to the items you're selling and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there is actually a pretty big culture of certain communities within FF who just try to control the market board and try to sell their stuff. And those people will have an advantage if they have the app, that they always can check if someone has undercut them so they can lower their prices again and stuff. But I think like for the community in general, that will probably just mean stuff will get cheaper, I hope. But in general, I would rather have they actually release the FF Go, but yeah, that's not going to happen.
I mean, you can do the same in Blizzard's app in Warcraft. You can buy and sell stuff on the auction house, but they're actually going to discontinue that app because it has so little activity nowadays, which, you know, I just find the timing kind of hilarious. The biggest MMORPG is going to throw away their own app, and then 14 comes with their own subscription app. It's like, didn't you see what just happened over at the competitors? No one uses their app, their free app, by the way. And now you're introducing a subscription app. It's such a weird idea, to be honest, which I feel they could have used the money to throw it into the actual game, because the game has a lot of quality of life issues at the moment, and not to speak of a lot of server issues right now, especially on Chaos. Chaos has had a lot of server issues in the last couple of 3 or 4 months. Basically, since they moved the servers, it's been a lot of issues with random DCs, instant lags, rubber banding, and it's almost impossible sometimes to double weave anymore, even in 14, which used to be really simple, actually. It's a bit. Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed that they probably spent a lot of money for a mobile app, which they could have used the money to spend in the game instead.
Maybe it's a way for them to gather more money, because it would be service with a subscription. So they try to maybe sell a new project. But I think that they would be better with selling glamour and stuff like that in the mock station, because that's always have plenty of success, and it's more exciting than a mobile application. Personally, I probably will never use it. I certainly not going to pay for it. I'm already not paying for extra retainer, which I will have more use for.
Oh yeah,
but
that's a funny trick. That's a funny trick. When they released the phone app, they said they were gonna. They basically said in the commercial and during the live letter, we're going to get one more retainer. That's actually not how the subscription works for the mobile app, by the way. What you get is one additional slot for a retainer. You still have to pay for the actual retainer.
Oh, yeah. You mean for real life money or for in-game money?
Yeah, real life money. You still have to pay actual real life money for the retainer itself. The only thing the mobile app gives you is one more slot for one more retainer. You still have to pay for the retainer itself. So it's an additional cost that they didn't discuss.
So that's kind of something to underline, to be sure that the people are not being fooled by this bad marketing, I guess.
I hope there will also be a bigger community aspect maybe in the app itself, like FC chat or something you will be able to view on your phone or something. That would be more useful. I think that will actually lure more people to the app, I think. Especially the social players, that they just can use it like a Discord specifically for their FFFC or something like that. I think that if they put their stuff there instead of like inventory management and selling stuff, I think the app is more successful then.
I remember to have been using the World of Warcraft app mostly for the guild chat actually when I was using it. I kind of enjoyed the Legion management. I don't know if they are discontinuing that one too. That one was kind of fun when you could play a little bit the game when you were off work or something. Well, anyway, let's conclude this discussion for the new patch with a giveaway, and this giveaway is open to everyone. So it's not related to servers only. It is a code for the bomb dance. So if you want emote bomb dance, you will need to answer the following question. So this is open to everyone. Doesn't matter if you're from NA, from European or Japanese server. Doesn't matter at all. It's a code that you will be able to use. So the bomb dance, you need to answer this question. I am the creature that enjoy to post mail. Who am I? I am the creature that enjoy to post mail. Who am I? So it's kind of easy. And if you type the correct answer in the chat, you will have a chance to get a bomb dance emote. So let me see. I want to see a lot of little words here in the chat. Yay!
I already have it, so I'm not going to participate. So, are you, Nicky? That's a good question.
Well, actually, I don't have it myself.
It's actually one of the first emails I got on the Mode Station. It's one of the oldest ones. I think it's the oldest one, actually, on the Mode Station.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of people typing. So this is the one giveaway that Alith-Cast will offer to anyone that is playing Final Fantasy. It does not matter your server. So in 2 weeks, you come back, you watch a cast, and you will have something different. Another little giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Alith news, now we will be while the giveaway is going on, we will be discussing shortly of Alith specific news, so for our free company here on Cerberus. And for that, I will welcome Desdemonia, which is going to explain us different things. So Desdemonia is very old Alith member, and she is officer in the free company. She's actually a red leader, and Nicky and myself, we had the chance to do our first Susano and Lakshmi fight with her, Savage one with her, and it was pretty cool. It was really nice. So she's a great person. So hello.
Oh, thank you for that. Hello there. So it's me, Desdemona, and now for the news. We have, as you can see, 6 points to discuss. So the first one is the Alith-Cast. And guys, congrats for the first one after the relaunch. And congratulations to Cyretti for joining. It's very fun so far and very relaxed. And for all you guys out there that think that this is something that you can do, we are actually looking for guys to recruit. So make your way to the forums and apply. Just so you know, as the guy said before, the Alith-Cast is going to be every 2 weeks, every Friday night, 9 p.m. That's Central European time. This was the 22nd episode, and I think it's the second or the third, was it? For
Final Fantasy
XIV.
Yes, it's a third one.
Brilliant. Just so you know, the Alith-Cast was really successful in Elder Scrolls, and we hope that we can build a large following here in FF14 as well. Now, I mentioned mentioned before that we're looking to recruit more Alith-Cast members to help the presenters, rotate the cast, which is what brings me to the next subject, which is the staff vacancies. As you know, we recently have 2 new officers, Aiden and Ollie, join the officer team. And thanks and congrats to you guys. You're doing a great job. We have a new addition in the Alith Raid leading team, Savara. He's been awesome so far, and tonight he had his first run,
Nice.
which, from what I heard last, was going very well. So congrats, guys, because there were 3 people in it. We also have Mental Monkey, who was appointed a recruiter lead. Good luck to you, because you're dealing with a team of delinquents. No, I'm kidding. Just so you know, guys, we're looking to recruit 1 more raid leader. It's a very easy job if you love people and, you like discussing and having fun and explaining mechanics and all that sort of thing. So, we're looking for 1 more of you. And we're looking for more volunteers to spread the word out about Alith. So if you want to be a part of the team that gets all these awesome members in the guild, we'd really love for you to join us. So if you want to know more about each role and how to apply, all you need to do is visit our staff vacancies forum section. So just go to the forums and look for that. And, well, we're looking forward to having you. So what was next up? Oh, yeah. As you all know, you can access the first and the second tab on the free company test. However, the third tab is locked. Now, on the third tab, we have all the high-value goodies. So, like stuff that we grow in the guild and stuff that have been donated from other members, as well as stuff that come back from the airship and the submarine voyages. Now, all those things stay in that tab, but you can request for anything that you need, not anything to sell, but stuff that you need for yourselves. You can ask for those things from the officers, and they will be happy to give those to you. And just so you know, you can also donate into the company test, and if it's something that's of high value, just go directly to an officer and give it to them, so they can put it on the third tab. Or if you mean for something to be as a reward for any of the events or here in the Alith-Cast, that's the same. Now, as a result, this is new, guys. As a result from the latest officer meeting, you can now request for certain airship rewards and rare materials that come, from the voyages and the trips. You can request those directly from Nashu. But just be aware that it takes several days. It may take up to several days for the airships to return from a mission. And also that the rewards are random. So we are not able to guarantee that you will get the item that you need within, the time limit of the mission. However, we are more than happy to try. So, so contact Nashu directly and see we'll work on that. And don't forget that we have the diadem ships, and we have 1 of them that is parked up and reserved only for members. You can take that ship to Diadem, and you can do your expeditions there and anything that you like, whenever you like. Just contact Nashu again. She's responsible for that. So, 4th was the Alith raiding news. So, just... sorry, I'm very interested in that because I'm a raid leader. So yeah, a quick plug for the Alith raids, guys. Just so you know, we have 2 types of raids: the learning raids and the completion raids. Now, the learning raids were created for all the members that want to, have fun and be in a pressure-free environment to practice raids. We are currently looking to add a bit more to what we already have, but for the learning raids, we have the Savage 1, the Sigmascape Savage 1 and 2. So you can join us on those, as well as old raid content. So you can do Byakko, you can do Trials from Heavensward, or ARR. So you can see a drop-down list in the Alith raids, and you can choose which one would you like to do. That's how Elloa had her first raid, actually. We did all the Stormblood trials together, besides Becca. And the completion raids are, well, those raids are for anyone familiar with the raid mechanics. People that are geared up already, and they are able to complete the Circles of Answering trials. Now, the Circles of Answering is the same thing that Stone Sky Sea was for Heavensward. The way to access it is outside Ralgor's Reeds from the Freezy side. So when you go out, you see an NPC as you walk out a little bit further to your right. If you need any more directions and somebody to go with you to show you, feel free to contact any of the raid leaders and they'll be more than happy to help. Also, if you want advice on your rotation or how to pass one of the dummies that you are having a slight problem with, again, contact any of the raid leaders and they're more than willing to help. The raids are every night except Thursdays, which is probably going to change soon, now that we have a new raid leader. And also, the way to apply is you go to the event calendar or you take the summary list on the homepage for the date that you're interested. You just need to write your item level and you need to confirm that you have the item level to join us in the run. And guys, I've seen this lately and I will please ask you to only sign up with the class that you are willing to go. If you want to go with any other class that a raid leader or an officer has signed up for, just contact the raid leader or the officer, and we will change our role for you so you can join us in the group. Because otherwise, you might take the spot for somebody else that might have wanted it. Okay, what else did I want to say? Oh, just so you remember, the calendar is set as the website on Central European time. So if in any doubt about the time, you can go to the main website clock and on the homepage and you can see the time. And I want to say thank you to all the experienced members that are taking part in a lot of the learning runs lately. Thanks to you guys, we had a lot of successful runs through the past weeks. We've been very successful with the learning runs on Sigmascape 1 Savage and Sigmascape 2 Savage, and that's all down to you. And thanks to our raid leaders, they're doing an awesome job, excluding me.
No, you did. You did too.
Okie dokie. So next up, the fifth item on our list was it was the April member awards. Guys, the member awards are relaunched and they're bound to be awesome because now we have Aiden taking care of them. So we have our own officer taking care of these. Just so you know, there's 2 awards that the members can actually nominate people for: the party animal and the above and beyond award. Now for the party animal, you nominate people that you think are, very fun, bright, very talkative and social and all that sort of thing. And for the above and beyond people, you nominate people that have gone out of their way to help you, join you in groups, and do stuff like that for you guys. So feel free to send your nominations to Aiden. He's the one organizing the event, as well as the person to send the nominations to. Just a side note, do not nominate Belazarus for all his face-hitting antics that he does on the officers lately, because he and the officers cannot be nominated. I think those were the awards for the members' nominations. And also, so you know, ahead, some things have changed lately. And so just so that everybody is aware, we will be taking the top 5 voted members for each category. So you might vote for 6, 7, 8 people if you might want to, but just so you know, only the ones that total the highest will be chosen, the 5 first. And the last part on the list, the last piece of news that we have for you today is that we just launched the first stage of our FC house revamp. Now I'm very excited about that one. Just so you know, there will be no carbuncle houses. They are not on the list, just so you know.
I approve of that.
Yes. They are monstrosities, aren't they? So just so you know, all you need to do is just visit the poll on the website, vote for your favorite house skin, and wait to see which one's going to be selected. A huge thank you to the officers for actually, thinking of that and including all of the members into, making the FC house our own. That's very nice of them. And just so you know, once the skin is decided, we will be moving on to colors and interior design and garden landscaping. So keep your eyes peeled for this, over the coming weeks. I'm really looking forward to see what the house is going to look like after everybody had,
gives their opinion.
Yeah,
Well,
the
vote.
opportunity to vote for it.
Just to let you know, my vote is that I really like how the guild house is now.
Brilliant. To be honest, I actually like how it is. I like 3 skins or so. I can't peek. I just, close my eyes and press the button, and that was it. But yeah, for the rest of you, just there are pictures, as you can see, of each house skin. So select the one that you like particularly. Also, in the pictures, you can see Nashu with a red wedding dress. So that was it for the news. Thanks very much. Sorry, thanks very much, guys, for giving me the time to say all this. I hope I didn't take too much time. And it's over to you, Elloa.
You have been perfect. Thank you so much for sharing all the Alith news. It's very exciting. Varicray, do you have a free company house?
Yes, we do. It's actually in Shirogane. It's a medium house. We managed to get it from a friend, actually, because we actually didn't manage to get an FC house when they opened Shirogane, because the servers basically committed Sudoku, as you jokingly put it. So we actually had 3 people online in the FC with enough gil, all of us, to buy a house, any house, large house, small house, doesn't matter. But the entire service just went kaboom. So we never got a house when it got released, but we got an FC house eventually in Shirogane medium plot. So it's big enough for us because we're close knit in real life friends, FC with a static group, and that's enough for us, Yeah.
Yeah, and very often the medium plot are really cool as well.
Yeah.
I personally find they are very often more aesthetic. Well, I'm happy our free company is quite big, so we need a big castle on top of the hills. Pretty nice. Yeah. They've done a great job to capture the house at the time.
Our house is the highest medium house in the ward, and it also happens to be a Paisa house, the only one in the ward. So you can never, lose it when you're inside.
Nice.
Yeah, you can always find it.
I'm not a fan of Paisa houses.
Don't say that too much. It might actually turn you into a Paisa.
So that was great. Vari, can you give me a last favor, please?
Yeah, sure.
It is showing you awesome, beautiful, gorgeous mug to everyone.
Oh, hold on. I have an empty one exactly next to me as well, so I don't have to spill anything from the one I use. So yeah, this is a minion mug.
Look at this. It's a personalized
this
one.
Is made. The art is made by Shinaban, one of my moderators and friends. But the mugs themselves are made by Tua. and they're both gifts. I have 2 of them, and they're both from Tua. And they're awesome. They're awesome.
It's
they're
so awesome.
They're FC exclusive only at the moment. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but that's so cool. I really wish they would be sold. I will totally buy one.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But
design
the
is
only
so
people
cool.
who have one at the moment is Aino, Sheena, Tua, and me, I believe. So they're like
Nice.
4. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 mugs in existence in the world.
You see that? It's so cool.
Yeah.
So, guys, that was an awesome Alith-Cast. I hope that you in the public enjoyed it, and thank you so much to have come and watched us and encouraged us and participated. But before we close, we have one last giveaway, which is again 500,000 gil for the servers. And so you have to answer one last question. So this one might be more tricky, especially if you're not part of Alith. But take your chance, right? 500,000 is cool. I am the residential district where our free company house is situated. What am I? I am the residential district where our free company house is situated. What am I? So you need to give the name of the district. That's the answer to the question. And if you have followed the cast, even though you're not in Alith, you pretty much know. So let's see if we have plenty of answer.
Viola with the best answer. Are you a house?
Elloa,
Hard
can you also read out the winner for the emotes?
Oh
that,
yeah, so sorry. So congratulations, Tafalair, for the winner for the emote. This is really cool. Congratulations, you're now the owner of a beautiful bomb dance.
Yeah, the bomb dance is pretty cool. It's actually one of my favorite dances in the game.
Awesome. Congratulations, Tafalair. I hope I say your name correctly.
You say it correctly.
Okay. That's good. So,
It's a Dutch dialect.
Yeah.
what does that mean?
I actually don't know because it's from a different region from the one I live in.
Okay.
He told me once, but I forgot.
I'm pretty sure I have an extremely Swedish accent every now and then, so that's what I've heard at least.
That you have an extreme Swedish accent?
Yeah, from time to time.
Yeah, that was it. It means lazy person.
Lazy person, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you can almost see my cat. You can just see her, but she's just saying hi. One
Mine
of
is
my
behind
two
me.
Yeah, see, it's kind of lazily sitting in your sofa. This is great.
It's actually my bed. But yeah.
One more follower for us to hit 200 followers. This is super cool. Episode 22, 200 followers. Yes,
Not bad,
let's have
not
one
bad.
last. Indeed, it's cool. This is
Not
very
bad.
nice. Okay, so
give the right person a host and you'll probably get it.
guys, what you're going to do the first day of the patch?
First day of the patch, if Deep Dungeon gets released, that's obviously going to be the first thing I'm doing. If not, it's going to be the new Primal, for me at least. I'm going to dive into the Primal immediately, unlock it on normal, and then go directly into Extreme.
Okay, what about you, Cyretti?
I'm probably going to do the story first because I'm curious about that. And again, as Rani said, if the Deep Capellas gets released, I'll probably dive in there and not come out for the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Nicky? What will you do?
I'm gonna go see my friends, the fish people. Even though I won't be able to do them yet because I don't have a crafter, but I'm gonna go and say hello.
Well, if it's like the Muggles, you won't be able to see them if you're not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it.
Personally, I tend to not play on patch days when it's big like that because I'm afraid of queue and lag and stuff that are bugged out. So I usually wait a little bit. I'm not following the hype, and then I come 2-3 days late.
I kind of have to because every single patch is released on Tuesdays, and I stream on Tuesdays. I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm kind of forced to play on patch day. So.
Yeah, I tend to play a different game that day, the patch days. Yeah. Shame on me. Voila.
Oh,
it's the first mantra of MMO. Never play on patch day. Yeah, kinda. Unless you want to be
it works better in Warcraft nowadays, patch day, because there's pretty much never any issues anymore in that game when they release new content. But it took them like 11 years or more to get to that point.
Yeah, because I really remember patch days in vanilla time.
Back in the old days in Warcraft, patch days were an absolute disaster.
Yeah, it was like 2-3 day offline.
Yeah.
With naked run in Stormwind from other people if you had the Lucky server turned up.
Yeah, did you play when Warlords came out?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because every single EU server was more or less unplayable for 8 days. Great launch, Blizzard. Great launch. So yeah, they're not infallible either.
No.
Every game company has their ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not, being mad and frustrated anymore. It happened also with Elder Scrolls Online or anything. Yeah. I kind of know it's just going to be messy. I want to spare myself the annoyance of I want to play, so I'm playing something else. So
I need to try that game still. I haven't tried it yet.
Elder Scrolls Online. You're welcome. Yeah. You need who to poke, huh? The day you're doing. Okay, so let's see who is winning this last giveaway. So Belle, are you ready?
It's already been done a couple minutes ago.
It's already been done.
Really? Oh my god. I'm so not following. So Taymenes, congratulations. You are now richer of 500,000. Congratulations. And 1 pet. Very important. The 1 pet. So yay, hooray. So guys, thank you so much for having watched this episode and having put up with my mistakes and such. I hope you enjoy yourself and you will come back for our next podcast. Thank you so much to our special guest, Varicray. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Time to plug all your social media. Where can we find you? And
where can you find me? Okay, you can find me at Varicray at Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I also have my own Discord server. I'm on the Team Potion stream team together with 2 Time and Zapla HQ as well. I stream minimum 3 days a week and pretty much always Final Fantasy XIV on Odin EU.
Still, you should move server and come on servers, but It's okay. You're forgiven. So thank you so much, Nicky, for having joined us tonight. That was really cool to have you.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Will you come back?
Oh, if I'm needed, I'll be there.
Yeah, if I'm allowed, I'll come back as well. Obviously.
Nice. Of course you will be allowed. It was really cool to have you. And thanks, Cyretti, as well, for co-hosting this Alith-Cast together with me. High five.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, guys. Take care of yourself, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.